game, the Phenoms are 13. The Jugs will be the home team for today's game. This will be a 5-inning game. If there are extras, they will be clean until we have a situation on our hands where we really have to put that on this. But we're never going to hopefully not have to do that. All right? So first, I'm going to announce the starting lineups. Again, before that, I want to thank a few people. I want to, as always, thank our sponsors. We want to thank the York Revolution, the Reds, and the people who work here at Phenoms Park for once again hosting us. I want to thank them. Let's give them a round of applause. Honestly, this morning would not be as good as it is without those people working hard. You can see them some of us out in the field right now. We want to thank obviously all of our sponsors, especially those who donated and got a strike zone for themselves. That was great. We want to thank the United Wiffle Committee, working hard in the offseason to provide another fantastic tournament. And as always, we want to thank all the players, the families, and the friends that have traveled out here to play this weekend. Let's give everybody a nice big round of applause one more time. Phenoms on the road team, so we're going to start off with their starting lineup. Leading off, Jumpman, Juggernauts. Batting second, Josh Juggernauts.
Thank you.
Third, David Rotos Wood. And batting fourth, Connor Young. Pitching will be Vin Lee. Some people already won the semifinals of Vin Lee flu game. Those people have a Vin Lee flu finals. Let's see he's doing better. He's a great competitor. We want to see him out there. All right, now for the home team, the defending champs, the Juggernauts. Leading off, Ben Stitt. Fire me up, kid! Let these people bring it down. This is jealous of the arms. 92nd, Tim McElrath. Batting third, Ryan McElrath. And batting fourth, Chris Ray Sarnowski. And pitching for the Jugs, Ray Luddick. That's right, folks. He's here. Ray is here. Take a picture. All right, we're going to get started in about 2 minutes. Enjoy the game. Fire me up. Let's have some fun. Let's enjoy some whips.
So we went from 40 teams to 2 teams. This is the 2022 United Wiffle World Championships. The Jugs are back, and they're taking on the Phenoms. I'm Nick Schaefer, joined by Anthony Dioria and Mark Taylor. We'll have a couple other hosts join us during the game too. But Anthony, what a matchup we have here. Two offensive lineups, good pitching, and these two teams are very familiar with each other.
That's right, Nick. Thanks for having me here. And they know, yeah, like you said, they know each other a lot. They play, a lot of these guys play MAW together. There's definitely plenty of familiarity. And, you know, in terms of offense, both of these teams know they can hit each other's pitchers despite how good they are. So I don't think this will be one of those 1-0, 2-1 games. I think you'll see some offense. I think we'll see some home runs. We'll see some good defense. And let's hope that that little infield lip doesn't come into factor here on this home plate field.
And on the mound for the Juggernauts, Ryan McElrath, he's pitched the last few games, and we were just talking about off the air about how his bulldog mentality, he's very aggressive in his nature, throws hard, he has a good off-speed pitch. He'll bring it to the Phenoms, and on the mound for the Phenoms, Jordan Robles is supposedly starting for them, but last game they went from Robles to Toast to Vin Lee, so I think they're going to mix and match this game too.
I agree with you, Nick. I think the Phenoms, that's going to be their strategy. They don't want to throw these guys all 5 innings. They know that they need to change it up.
Robles leading off here for the Phenoms. He had a home run last game to tie it up, and then he had a game-winning RBI single in extra innings. Inside corner right off the bat from McElrath, and he definitely doesn't want to let Jordan extend his arms.
I agree. The way to beat Jordan is definitely prevent him from extending. You want to bust him up and in. You know, Jordan has really become a polished hitter nowadays, but he's still, like everybody else, you know, will chase that drop in the dirt once in a while. So I think that's where Ryan's going to have to make his living today against Jordan.
And this tournament, Jordan has had big hit after big hit. Game-tying home runs, game-winning home runs, game-winning singles. So he's been very, very clutch this tournament from the start to the finish now. And now he wants to complete it and bring home a title for the Phenoms. The Juggernauts are kind of going for history. I mean, they won back-to-back Mid-Atlantic Wiffle Championships. Now they're trying to win back-to-back United Wiffle Championships, and it would be a remarkable achievement for them. It's already outstanding, making it to the finals 2 years in a row. And they just beat the 2021 champions and the usual suspects. There's a fly ball to right field from Jordan. Oh, opposite field, leadoff home run from Jordan. It was high. We weren't sure if it was going to carry out. Stant and Tim McElrath running after it, and it hits the netting. Opposite field banger from Jordan Robles to give the Phenoms a 1-0 lead.
You know, and that's what Jordan's been doing all tournament, going the other way with all these pitches. Another classic example. Now, maybe, you know, the netting came into play there a little bit. Perhaps on a regular field, the outfielder could have reached over the wall, but it doesn't take away from the fact that Jordan got a great piece of that, drove it the other way, and they're up 1-0.
Get the barrel on it. Jordan's on fire, taking his hot streak from the semis to the finals. Nice catch. Stant read that well. Pagano fouled it off on the first base side. Stant with a very good first step and was able to make a sort of an over-the-shoulder catch for the game's first out.
Yeah, and again, right off you see here, again, two, you know, I don't want to say that was a hard hit ball, but again, aggressive bats. They know what's coming, and we're going to see some swings today.
Good call out, Anthony. I mean, we expect to see some runs and some very aggressive swings. I mean, they know Ryan very well. The Jugs know Jordan very well. We're going to see some offense. Toast batting here for the Phenoms. He goes right after him too. Foul ball. And I think Ryan's on his 3rd straight game, so he has some innings now, and you know it's not going to be probably as sharp as he's been, but Ryan is used to, you know, putting a lot of innings forward in the tournament. You got Sardo at 3rd base, Stant. Oh, nice sidearm drop. Stant at 1st base, and you got Tim McElrath in the outfield. Tim made a couple outstanding catches already this tournament.
You know, building upon what you just said about Ryan pitching 3 games, you know, forget about the 3 games today. He's logged a ton of innings this season, pitching almost all the big-time games for the Jugs in MAW during the season. So he's their horse, and you know what? He needs 5 more innings. That's it.
Yeah, he knows what he has to do. He did a similar thing last year. Outer corner to Toast. You know, it's always a shocker, Anthony. How does that team recover when you give up a leadoff home run?
Well, you know what? In this situation, it's probably not a big deal. They've been in this situation before against the Phenoms. Again, they know these guys. They know their offense is more than capable of scoring more than 1 run. And to be honest, in a lot of these games, the runs tend to come early and late. You get runs in the 1st inning, and you get runs in the last inning. So no surprise that somebody's already off to a hot start.
And our sideline reporter, Tim Cook, was talking to Jordan after his home run, and Jordan said he was up there looking for a straight heater. So that's what he sort of got. So he went with it to right field and poked it to the netting in right field for a home run.
Yeah, Jordan's one of the hottest guys in the league right now in terms of offense. He's everywhere.
Connor Young up, a late addition to the Phenom squad. Takes a pitch. So Connor started last game, then got subbed for Vin Lee. So the Phenoms, high character players, they just want to win the championship. They don't care who's sitting, who's pitching, who's in the field, who's DHing, and I think that's helping them, make it to the final round. Good aggressive swing by Connor. Down and in. Those lefties love that down and in fastball.
Sure, and
Fouled it straight back.
Yeah, Connor no different than all the other lefties. Loves that pitch. It's interesting development here for Connor. Obviously, was supposed to play with Whiffing, then some internal struggle, to put it lightly. He was then picked up by the Phenoms. They didn't need to have another guy qualified.
Oh, off-speed pitch.
And we're not trying to turn around players because there's internal turmoil.
Yeah.
So happy that Phenoms even wanted to pick up Connor. And to be honest, I'm a little surprised that he's playing here. Nothing against him, but you would think you would want to bat 3 in the final with their lineup to get Jordan more at bats. But like you said, no egos on this team. They all are here to win.
Yeah. Foul tip by Connor there. We're waiting strike zone. So after a leadoff home run by Robles, McElrath is able to get the next 3 guys out. Heading to the bottom of the first, the Phenoms jump to a 1-0 lead. We're back here. Robles taking the mound for the Phenoms. The lineup for the Juggernauts, and it is a juggernaut of a lineup. You got Ben Stant leading off, who probably one of the favorites if they win it for MVP again. Tim McElrath second, Ryan, and Sarno fourth. So Anthony, this is a 1 through 4. Everybody hits in this team.
Yeah, and it doesn't get started right away here with Ben. Like again, batting unbelievable this weekend. I wish I had the numbers in front of him, but you
Yeah.
know, last game against the Suspects, I'm pretty sure it was like 5 for 7, a home run, bunch of hits, and but Ben, sometimes in these big situations, will be a little aggressive.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Oh, there you go.
Right on cue. Right, but that was a strike.
Yeah.
So swing and strikes. I'm sure they'll thrill about that.
Good spot, good location by Robos in inner corner too. It's hard for Ben to extend his arms, but there's really no weaknesses. If you had the red hot zone here, most of that plate would be red for him.
Absolutely.
The 0-1. Chasing that one up and away. It's a good call on that. Yeah, Ben being down 1-0 might be increasing his aggression a little bit.
True. But I tell you what I like really about both these teams is that these guys aren't up there looking for walks.
Now,
You know, if it's 3-0, sure, they'll take a pitch, but they're up there all looking at the ball, which is great.
I like both these squads don't panic either. Good check. Yeah, so they could be down 2-0, 3-0. Both these teams, they believe they could come back,
No doubt.
especially the Juggernauts. So Jordan started the semifinals. He threw the first few innings before Toast came on in relief, and then ultimately Vin Lee came on relief for the last inning. So, sidearm riser, upper part of the plate there. He gets benched for strike 3. He got 1 out. So talking to the Phenoms before the game, Anthony, they indicated that most likely, depending upon how things go, they're probably going to use 2 or 3 pitchers this game too.
Yeah, I think that's the right move. Again, they want to once you go through a lineup once or twice, it starts becoming predictable. And again, Jordan's a great pitcher, but you know, eventually you know it's going to come, and he throws a lot of strikes.
Yeah. Tim batting here for the Juggernauts, followed by his brother Ryan. If anybody gets on, he got Sarno.
You know, I want to go back to that strikeout pitch that Jordan threw, and why that's such a disgusting pitch. He's changing his windup. He's going not only sidearm, a little submarine, and then he's throwing a nice Brooklyn pitch about 85 miles an hour. You know, reverse away from the lefty. I mean, that's just disgusting.
Yeah, he couldn't do anything with it. But the only thing you could do is foul it off, possibly. He's mixing and matching here like Jordan usually does, in and out, up and down. He's very smart on the mound. And he gave a leadoff home run last game, and other than that, he's held everybody in check. Right? Tim fouls it off on the right-hand side.
So we you know, I've known the McGarrows for a long time now, and I still can't tell them apart. So I'm thrilled that they're actually dressed very differently today, and that Tim is wearing a T-shirt under his tank top. So he's now T-shirt Tim today. So we know who each guy is.
It makes it a little easier. Good drop from Jordan there. Tim was out in front of that too.
Yeah, they have, you know, I get they're twins, but even twins sometimes have some different mannerisms. These guys, they walk around the same guy, which is awesome.
And viewers, if you notice too, Tim really chokes up. It's a little bit abnormal for a power hitter, but he always does that. He gets the quick wrist, and Jordan blows the ball by him there. But usually it helps him hit the high velocity pitchers. Got 2 outs. Ryan coming to the plate.
That was a nice pitch there. Again, little Brooklyn action, a little left to right, reverse to a righty, up and away. It's a tough pitch to hit.
And it's very early, but Jordan does look fresh. Maybe pitching 2 innings last game helped him. It also helped him win because it mixed the match there. Good location from Jordan there. But his arm looks very lively right now.
You know, he's got that adrenaline pumping too. Jordan doesn't get down for anything. He's always up.
Oh, off-speed pitch there. A little bit away. Hits the upper part of the zone. Good location from Jordan. He's being very cognizant not to leave anything over the middle of the plate here to the Juggernauts.
I think Jordan took a little extra step around the mound there because I think he knew that was not where he wanted that location. That was kind of right there. If he throws that again, look out. And there it was, same pitch.
1-2-3 inning. Jordan with 3 Ks. 1-0 Phenoms heading to the top of the 2nd inning. In the top of the second here, Jordan Robles leading off for the Phenoms, followed by Josh Pagano, David Wood-Toast, and Connor Young. It's 1-0 Phenoms with a leadoff home run from Jordan Robles. So in the semifinals, Jordan pitching gave off a leadoff home run to Devin Torres, and now Jordan returns the favor, hits his own leadoff home run to give his team a 1-0 lead. These are 5-inning games, so we're in the top of the second, 1-0 Phenoms. Ryan McElrath still on the mound for the Jugs. Jordan swings through the first pitch, down and away. So as we said a number of times, Jordan's been on fire this tournament, hitting game tying hits, game winning hits, home runs, hard hit singles, pitching well. He's doing it all today. Here's the 0-1 pitch. He lays off that one after swinging at the first one. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's early right now, and depending upon how this game goes, but Jordan's definitely among the talk of the tournament MVP. The Juggernauts win. You got a number of guys to choose from in their team, possibly Stan or Ryan. Stayed high. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, what makes these teams great again is that any one of these guys could really be an MVP.
Yeah,
because they all contribute.
And Anthony, if you remember last year, Red won the Finals MVP, and Stan won the tournament MVP, I believe.
There you go. Well, they were both out of their minds last year.
Yeah. Jordan with a line drive. Double to right field. So he went down the line in his first at bat for a home run to right field, and now this at bat, an extra base hit. So multiple extra base hits this game to right field.
Yeah, I mean, when you're locked in, you go on the right field like that. Like it's as a pitcher, it's just demoralizing because you know that he's just kind of, you don't know where to pitch him anymore.
So the Phenoms are trying to add on here. Man on second, no outs. Pagano at the plate. Pagano had 3 hits last game against the Canes, 3 singles and an RBI, and a crucial walk too. So he had 2 singles in the 6th inning and extra innings. He's coming into the finals with a hot bat from the semifinals. And Pagano has a lot of championship and leadership ability. He brings to the squad, big hits.
Tons of experience, definitely.
Yeah. Very, very tough out in big games especially.
Yeah, you name the tournament, Josh Pagano has played in it and maybe won it.
Inner part of the plate there, just underneath the fist looked like.
I mean, not much you can do with that pitch.
It's very important. The Phenoms are looking for that 2-run lead. 1-0 is not safe at all, wiffleball especially. 2 runs a little bit more safe. Oh, missed by inches. You can tell Ryan's velocity, he's still throwing well. It's a little down from the semis. I mean, it's natural. You're not going to keep up your top velocity to, third game you're pitching. Gets Pagano chasing inside. 1 out, man on second.
Yeah, Pagano's not going to be upset and not going to be happy with himself that at bat. Swinging at 3 balls, that's no good. He knows he's better than that.
Juggernauts, as they often do, huddle up, talk strategy, where they're going to go for fielding. It seems like they're always ready for every pitch.
I know. This is why people boo Bendo. All these mound visits, the
Yeah.
talking, the chatting.
It reminds me of the Major League Baseball situation about 5 years ago. The catcher would constantly go to the mound. Off-speed pitch. I've watched Ryan now the last couple of games. His off-speed pitch is not hitting a strike consistently, so I think batters know to kind of lay off of it unless he kind of hangs in the middle of the zone. It's hard to know what's coming anyway, but still.
Looks like they're playing 3 infielders here.
Yeah, trying to prevent the clean single for a run. You'll see the Juggernauts. Last game, or a couple games ago, I saw them play with 3 outfielders. Now they're doing 3 infielders. They really do shift around. It's a tough call because now if Toast was to hit a fly ball, it'll be very hard for somebody to catch. A sidearm drop to hit the side of the strike zone.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, that is a disgusting pitch there by Ryan. And also, Anthony, going sidearm, first of all, throws you off too, and then hit the side of the strike zone. It's like a double disgusting pitch.
Yeah, that was almost like he wanted to throw a drop curve, but it kind of had more of like a sliding slider action.
Oh, it goes to the same arm angle, but different pitch.
So that's the reverse. That's that Brooklyn pitch. That's great pitching right there.
Yeah. And Ryan's a thinker too. You can see him thinking to himself before he steps on the rubber.
No doubt. The McElrats are actually some of the most cerebral players in the game.
Strikes out Toast on a high and inside pitch. 2 outs. Connor Young coming up. And as I mentioned in the semis, you know, Connor's tough out with guys in scoring position. He oftentimes will go to left field or center field. He'll slice the ball down the line. You know, he gives you a high quality at bat in a big RBI situation. Sarno talking to his infielders about where they want everybody placed. Whether they want to go 2 infielders on the left side, 1 up the middle. Mound visit number 2 for the Juggernauts.
You also wonder if part of this is gamesmanship, trying to like get Connor to not be, you know, in the zone coming into the box and kind of off his rocker a little bit.
Yeah. Strike 1 gets Connor swinging through an outside, looked like outside straight ball.
And again, after all that, they're in the same spot. So
Yeah.
I think they're just trying to posture here a little bit.
Tim playing up the middle. You got Ben first base side and Sarno third base side. Looked like he held up there. I saw McElrath and Sarno saying he held up. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, this is a big part of the game here. If Phenoms go up 2 runs here, they're going to feel a little more comfortable.
Yeah, this is huge. Both teams know this too, especially Ryan on the mound. He feels it. Sort of challenge. I think Connor might want that pitch back. Very good spot for a hitting zone. Then again, Ryan does mix it up, so it's hard to tell what's coming. Ben gives him a little word. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Man on second. Off-speed pitch. Stayed high. Started high and stay high. And then you can see Connor's knee buckle, but it wasn't close enough for a strike.
Nice.
Won't be surprised if he gasses him here.
What, the neck crack?
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. Always feels good.
Here's the 2-2. Upper corner, Ryan escapes any further damage, so after a leadoff double from Robles, Ryan strikes out Pagano, Wood, and Connor. We're heading to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Phenoms. Bottom of the second, Sarno leading off here for the Jugs, followed by Stant, and then Tim, and if anybody gets on, Ryan. So it's 1-0 Phenoms. Remember, it's a 5-inning game, so Phenoms are up 1-0, bottom 2. Sarno leading off. Robles looked very good, Anthony, in that first inning. 3 straight strikeouts.
I agree. He's firing right now. He's feeling good out there. He's got the blood pumping. But you know what? Again, this lineup once he goes through red here, he'll be back to the top, and then we'll see.
Yeah, that's a great point. The Juggernauts tend to get better as the game goes on offensively because they get a look at you and they know what you're going to do, what your tendencies are. Good spot by Jordan. Lower corner. I mean, there's nothing you can do with that pitch. Very nasty. He's flipping the ball around. He seems like he's in the zone right now. elevates that pitch. Sarno behind it, sort of yells at himself. 2 strikes on him. Gets Sarno chased. That was a smart move by Jordan. He got him to swing at the high 1 strike pitch. Now he did almost the same thing, outer part of zone. Gets Sarno swinging, so he got 1 out.
Yeah, Sarno definitely loves that high heat. No surprise that he swung there.
Yeah. A little low to Stant. So Stant's very dangerous against any pitcher. Him and Jordan have faced each other hundreds of times over the years. So Stant's looking for a pitch to drive.
Yeah, I like that Ben took that pitch because I think maybe he'll settle in a little bit here. That first at bat, he was all over the place.
Yeah, almost a little bit too excited, too aggressive, that first at bat. Line drive. Single. Seems like Vin Lee, a running and diving stop to prevent the ball from hitting the wall. I think it was a single. Yo, can you press? Was that a single, guys? We'll go with
Shouldn't imply to me that it didn't hit the wall.
So we did confirm it was a single. Vin Lee with a very nice diving play. He's playing under the weather too to do that. But what a bullet line drive single by Stant, and right in the left center. Good off-speed pitch there by Robles.
I wish we had the replay. We could talk about how that ball from Stant literally was about a foot off the ground most of the way, and just again another classic Ben hit.
It almost cut some grass. It was hit so hard.
It's insane.
I think he probably does have the highest average exit velocity of wiffle ball hitters.
You know, well, he has an interesting swing. He doesn't really, he like kind of slaps at the ball a little bit, but when he makes contact, it's 100% every time.
Yeah, he has the amazing ability of hitting getting the barrel on the ball consistently. Oh, Robles gets Tim chasing at a high pitch. We got 2 outs, man up first.
That's very unlike Tim McGower there. That was not even close. For him to chase a little early like that, that's got to be frustrating for him.
So now the Phenoms are playing with a no doubles defense. Or we're going with 2 outfield. Now they're discussing now what they want to do. You want to be on the same page. You don't want any confusion with your team here. Jordan called in Vin, having a word with him and Toast. Looks like Connor will be joining him soon too.
So this is kind of the same situation in the Suspects game they did last time. They want to put, I guess they're only going to put 2 guys. You know, the Suspects, they put 3 guys. I'm sorry, the Jugs put 3 guys in the outfield to prevent the double. But you're basically just giving them the single and making it first and third, and then what's the decision?
Yeah.
Here I like that the Phenoms are only putting 2 out there, keeping a guy in on the weak side.
Also interesting is, you know, Ryan hits to all fields, but he tends to be a pull hitter too. They have Toast playing second base. Maybe they think Jordan's velocity and the game plan is to go outside, and Ryan will have to go the other way. But that's interesting itself too. So whole shortstop third base side's wide open. Tough take there from Ryan. So you wiffle ball fans out there, if Ryan was to hit an extra base hit, a double or a triple, scores the run from first. The clean single will move the runner 1 extra base, but not score the runner here. So that's why the Phenoms are playing with 2 outfielders, Vin and Connor, trying to keep the ball off the wall. Up and in. Got 2 strikes on Ryan. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Big pitch right here.
Juggernauts are an aggressive hitting team, Anthony, but I feel like they're chasing a little bit so far the first 2 innings.
100%. This is not characteristic Jugs right now, the way they're swinging these pitches.
Here's the 1-2. Oh, yeah, as we say that, he takes a very good take there. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
No, and it's a great pitch from Jordan, too. You know, they haven't proven to lay off that pitch, so why not keep throwing it? In fact, I'd probably throw it again here.
Yeah, like...
Make them do it 2 times in a row.
Throw it back to back. Or you might do low drop, too. Oh, lower zone. I mean, he was all over the place. Ryan's eyes were thinking high, 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 like we were probably thinking, and then all of a sudden he catches him looking. So Jordan escapes with 1 runner on, and it's still 1-0 Phenoms heading to the top of the 3rd. So we're heading to the bottom of the top of the third, and we were going to have a special guest, but before we introduce a special guest, Anthony has something to say.
Yeah, again, I just want to thank everybody for their time this weekend. Appreciate all the support of United Wiffle and the wiffleball game in general. I'm going to turn it over to my friend Trent Steffs here from Minnesota. He's going to talk a little bit more about the Midwest wiffleball scene as Ron McGarath fires a blast one down the middle here for a strike.
He challenged Jordan there.
Nick, always a pleasure. Mark, you did a great job here. And our cameraman, I wish I knew his name, but appreciate your time. Everybody here at the Revs Park always does a great job here. And, just happy to once again be part of this amazing tournament as Ryan throws another. Nope, I was hoping for another strike. But yeah, we're gonna keep growing the game here on the East Coast. Trent's gonna talk about what he's doing in the Midwest, and we're gonna bring in Tom Gannon later, who played with some people from Japan, which is the first time that's ever happened. So, just showing how the game is growing all over the place, and what kind of great guys that we have.
Thank you so much, Anthony, for joining us.
No problem, my pleasure.
And as Anthony said, we have Trent Steffs joining us. He's from Minnesota, plays for the Minnesota North Stars. And Trent, thank you so much for joining us. It's always great to have a player who's competing and somebody with the knowledge that you have of wiffle ball. So thank you for joining us in it's a wonderful finals game here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's great to be out here. This is my first time staying for the finals, so I'm super excited about that. Yeah, it's just been an insane weekend all over the place, insane games, and yeah, I'm loving it.
Are you loving this Ryan McGelrath versus Jordan Robles matchup? You got Bulldog hitter versus Bulldog pitcher.
It's so classic. I mean, so myself, with the fast pitch wiffle especially, I kind of grew up watching This Month in Wiffle Ball, Palisades WBL, and I mean, these two were two of the stars of that. So, I mean, my entire wiffle ball career has been looking up to the players on this field and in this tournament, basically.
It's amazing.
So it's an out-of-body experience, honestly, to be out here for this.
And what's cool too, Trent, is both Ryan and Jordan are such nice people off the field. On the field, man, they are very highly competitive.
Yeah, it's.
When we get Jordan swinging there.
Well, it's wild because when you come from the Midwest and you have this knowledge of stuff, and you kind of got your ear on the ground and you watch videos and you don't really know what to expect because all you see is the big hype moments and everybody talking a lot of crap to each other and. A lot of yelling, and then you never see the kind of downtime in between games. And like you said, everybody is just for the most part really chill and really nice. And so yeah, and then that makes watching them succeed even better because it's good guys doing it.
I kind of like to say it's a good cult. It's a good positive cult wiffle ball scene. But it is expanding, as Anthony mentioned. I said earlier, having a team from Japan. We have players from at least 25 to 30 different states. And you're from Minnesota. It's crazy. The competition that's been here the last few days, and now we're down to the Jugs versus Phenoms. So we have one out, Pagano at the plate, and Trent, as I mentioned earlier, Pagano is really hitting in the semis. He had 2 singles in a crucial 6th inning, extra inning game. He had multiple hits and RBIs last game, so he brings that championship leadership to the Phenoms.
Yeah, he's one of these guys that are out here where you can dig deep back in the archives of old videos and see him all over the place, and that's just the kind of, like you said, experience that you want out there for these types of situations when you have, Jordan's been in title games before, and so is Toast, but you still want that kind of steady hand, and especially in the semifinals, because in that game against the Canes, it seems like they were just, they were just kind of out of sorts for a little bit, and he's kind of like, he's got to be their glue. And so to see him take over has been really cool.
You got one out, nobody on. Pagano at the plate. Inside pitch there gets Pagano swinging. We got 2 outs. Toast coming to the plate. So, Trent, the inside word, I don't know when they're going to do it or if they're going to do it, but speaking to the Phenoms before the game, they kept talking about they're most likely going to go relief pitchers, but the way Jordan's looked the first 2 innings, I'm not so sure now what they're going to do.
That's the in this case, as Toast swings for that riser in there for a strike, it's almost a triple-edged sword because you have 3 legit options, or even 4.
Yeah.
And so this is, you got to get to the point, are you going to overmanage yourself? And that's kind of one of the things going into the tournament, especially with the Phenoms, considering their situation, was how do you manage this roster of talent, because it's an embarrassment of riches for sure. But then you also got to, like you said, you have a plan going in, but do you throw that out the window because the GOAT of wiffle ball right now is on the game?
Yeah.
How could you take him out?
Here's a 2-strike pitch. Sidearm drop. Changes the angle. Gets toes swinging. And at the end of the top of the third, we're heading to the bottom of the third. It's 1-0 Phenoms. So we're back here. We're back here at the bottom of the third. It's 1-0 Phenoms right now over the Jugs. And remember, we play 5-inning games. But we do want to talk. We're talking to Trent Steffes here from the Minnesota North Stars. So Trent, it seems like every year the Midwest becomes more highly competitive. You guys have so many talented players, so many talented teams. Give us a rundown a little bit of what you expect in the future.
Well, the thing is, the first year of UWIF, we kind of sent out this team. There was a handful of Midwest teams, but there was one conglomerate. It's called the Midwest Monstars, and it was comprised of teams kind of from the Chicago, Minnesota, and St. Louis regions. And since then, it was almost like a drug addict, and you get your first dose, and then you can't get enough, and you start spreading it to your friends because all of those guys went on and started bringing their own teams.
Mm-hmm.
And like every year, it seems like it's just going to grow exponentially because every time a team from the Midwest comes out here, they just get hooked. And it's always like the biggest thing.
Nice location by Robles on the riser there.
Yeah, riser on the outside part of the zone. That's so hard to see from the right side of the plate. But yeah, I mean, the main thing all of us were talking about this weekend, because of course we have that bond, and so all the Midwest guys talking, we're like, we just need to play this more. And so as far as the future, I mean, not only are we going to have more, we saw a lot of Midwest teams on the U17 National Championship tournament too. So you can look there to the future, literally, but then in terms of the future of this tournament, we're going to bring more teams in. We're already planning an event, a
Get
cutball
Sarno
event.
swinging there.
Yeah, it's looking bright for Midwest Wiffle, and we're just trying to get on this level of the East Coast because, we saw a team like CCW go on a run, but look at who's here at the end. It boils down to the experience. And, I mean, you got hitters like this, Ben Stant, one of the best in the country.
Great point. And Stant's last at bat, Trent, he hit a line drive. We were talking about it was like 3 inches off the ground. Line drive single that Vin dove in the warning track there to prevent a double. It was a bullet.
He's out of his mind.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's clutch. He hits all fields.
Oh,
and that's a game-tying home run!
Wow.
At the top of the netting. I mean, we were just talking about it. It looked like it might have been an off-speed pitch or a riser, and Ben slowly jogging around the bases. This is what he does, folks. He hits big-time home runs, and now we have a 1-1 game. Wow, what a shot.
That Ben Stant has been doing that for years now on this field, right up the net, almost into the stands here on this field once again. He did it twice last year. He hit the big monster out there in left field earlier this tournament. He is just mashing all parts. He hits it left, center, right, as far as the eye can see.
Holy cow, is he crazy, right? I
can't believe it.
Robles and him are going, it's like a heavyweight championship boxing match, round around here. I mean, to me, they're the two favorites to win MVP, whoever wins this game, but it's crazy how they're going at it.
I swear I've seen Stant get out like once today. He's just constantly on.
And you're talking about, when you're describing the Midwest wiffle ball and you following some of these players, I mean, Jordan and Ben, two of the greatest players in modern wiffle ball. It's unbelievable.
I mean, personally, I don't think there's a better hitter in the country right now than Ben. And as far as pitching, that you can get down to styles. But not Mike Styles per se.
Different
I would
styles
say, yeah,
of
exactly,
pitching. Yeah,
right.
The
right.
the STY.
Yeah, right.
alias, yeah.
Although I wouldn't poo-poo it if you said Mike was good.
Yeah, Mike Styles has good styles too.
Exactly right, but yeah, I mean Ben is just he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't know how you
nuts.
get like that.
And it's like the Barry Bonds treatment. You can't really pitch around them because the Juggernauts are deep. They're 4 deep.
100%.
You can't just put them on base, so you have to pitch to them.
What, are you gonna pitch around Ben to get to Tim McElrath?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Timmons hits a line drive off Connor's hand. That's good timing there, too. Hard play from Connor. A line drive single on the third base side. So we got man at first, 1 out. So now, Trent, we're talking about maybe
All right.
pitching changes. You might see it one kind of soon.
I think that the situation's completely shifted now.
Yeah.
Because you're going from like, let's maybe entertain the thought where it's like, okay, now who are we going to go to? Assuming, again, that you don't just stay with Jordan because it is only a 1-1 game and Ben Stant's a freak. So, but, we'll see what Ryan and Red do here in this at-bat. Maybe it's getting to that point of the game.
Yeah, they start Jordan's the outer part of the zone. What's wild about Ben, too, it's almost like you expect a big moment every game. It's almost unfair, but he delivers so often, and he did there. Line drive, I mean, we're facing the the home plate area here, so that's the outfield. He hit it at the top of the netting, almost cleared the netting. Jordan challenges Ryan there, upper part of the zone. Ryan swings through that one.
Well, when you and we were out there watching Meats versus Jugs right away in the morning, and I called a Ben Stant home run, but at this point, it's not even impressive to do that anymore because, basically 33% of the time you're going to be right. So, I don't know.
That is great.
So,
Who
takes it in. What a great take. What a
Yeah,
great
I
take
remember
from
that
him.
conversation. It was almost an incredible catch by the Meats outfielder.
Oh, yeah,
but
Tyler Flackney made a great play, and he's still kicking himself for that. But he, that was a great game. Two great teams. A rematch of last year's national championship in the quarterfinals. Great.
Joel,
came over
base
the
hit up the
top.
middle, clean single from Ryan. So now it's going to be first and third with 1 out.
That's insanely good hitting eye from from Ryan there because Jordan has been digging deep and having that kind of sweeping riser all inning here, and he came over the top for that screwball and he just poked it right up the middle. Top to bottom, this lineup is stupid.
It really is. I mean, and you all hit differently too. Sarno usually hits the high heat too.
Oh my goodness!
He was ready to swing, and Jordan knew it too. But he put it in a good spot. It was inside, off the side of the strike zone. It was going to be hard for Sarno to extend his arms. It was right underneath his hands.
I think I read that at 94 on the gun. That seemed faster, man. He's just.
Ooh. A
Red
sidearm
touched it.
riser inside. What was that one on the gun?
90.
So Jordan threw 94 on the gun the last pitch. Two pitches ago 94. The last pitch 90. So he knows he's emptying the tank right now. He knows he can't give him a run.
I think he's even slowing down a little bit though, because I think he was hitting 96 earlier. Oh, you heard the grunt there.
Strikes
man.
out Sarno
94
there.
again.
Yeah, you heard him get excited there. He knows that was a big out. So we got 2 outs, first and third. Uh-oh. Look who's coming to the plate. This might be the moment of the game right now for both teams.
Oh boy. Okay.
Ben Stant
walk
up
him?
first
Do you
and third. I know, we're talking about now. Do you walk him? Do you load the bases?
I mean, at least Tim hit a grounder.
Yeah. Here it comes.
Okay.
Outside.
Okay.
But you got to be careful, Trent, too. I mentioned this on the air last time. Pitching around people is dangerous for the guy on third because if you throw a wild pitch,
Yep.
the guy scores.
Exactly. That was the bit they were talking about on that rules podcast we listened to. It's that's dangerous, but I mean
Nobody
was
wants to see that, you know.
Yeah, but that was very intentionally outside right there. Oh wow, attacking. Okay, he's not pitching around him.
And now, I mean, Stan took that, stared at Jordan. Jordan stared at him. This is an incredible matchup here.
I love it.
2 balls, no strikes. I think now the count's very much in Stan's favor. I would think about, I would not think about throwing a strike down the middle here.
Wow.
Stan was aggressive. I mean, it was inside. It was not technically a strike, but that's a pitch that Stan can hit. 2
Yeah,
balls,
I mean,
1 strike.
I was gonna say that's in his hitting zone because that's right up at that eye level, and like that's not super far inside for him not to take that. That was a dangerous pitch.
This is going to be a swing of momentum either way.
Ooh.
Outside, 31.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Robles, there's strikes on it, but he hasn't hit the board yet in this at bat. So I mean, he might be intentionally trying to keep it out.
Yeah, especially
of course
3
he
balls,
is.
1 strike. You got to be. You can't pitch a typical 3-1 count. Oh, that
oh
was,
my God.
that was about 3 inches away from being a wild pitch.
That was they almost had the lead there.
So now we have bases loaded after the Stant walk, and Tim McElrath coming up, and he just hit a nice up the middle single. And we usually say when hitters are hitting up the middle, they're usually on the pitch. So this is going to be a very interesting at bat.
Yep, they're playing Vinley deep.
Vin's in the outfield.
Yeah,
You got
they're playing
Connor
it
Young,
straight
third
up.
base,
They're playing
Toast at
straight up.
first. Yeah, basically she's playing straight up.
Oh my God.
Tim with a fly ball to center. Vin has room. He makes the catch. We thought it was going to be close to a grand slam. Vin looked back, he looked at the wall, but then moved up. It was probably about 4 or 5 feet before the wall. Jordan escapes the jam, bases loaded jam. However, the Jugs tie it up on a bench stand laser beam to right field. We're heading to the top of the fourth. It's 1-1. So we're heading to the top of the fourth of a 5-inning game. It's 1-1 Phenoms and Jugs, and we have a special guest with us right now. We have Tom Gannon, who played with the Wiffle Tigers this year. So thanks for joining us, Tom.
Oh, thanks for having me. This is awesome. I mean, tie game, last 2 innings in the championship. It doesn't get better than this. It doesn't.
So as a player yourself, you played in this tournament. I mean, what's going through somebody's mind? Are they nervous? Are they excited? Are they pumped? What's the emotions?
Yeah, all of those, yeah.
How was it playing with Wiffle Tigers, the first non-U.S. team from Japan that came over? That must have been a blast.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. I do want to mostly try to focus on these two teams on the field. I know we've talked about the Tigers a lot this weekend. But, yeah, just all, even exceeded my expectations. It was so much fun.
Yeah, before this inning starts, make sure you check out some of the Tigers videos, including an article by Paul Cook in 2019. But we have Connor Young leading off for the Phenoms versus Ryan McElrath on the mound still.
Dude, Connor Young, you guys might have talked about this already, but like such an interesting storyline with how he left with Inc. right before the tournament. Got picked up by the Phenoms, who needed him because Vin was sick this morning. Now they're in the finals, and he's, trying to get on base.
Yeah, he's in the final game after switching teams a couple days before, and he's had a couple big-time defensive plays this tournament too, a couple of double plays. Yeah. And now I always say Connor is a tough out, especially in big moments, big games, and he has a count in his favor right now.
He's got the clutch factor.
Yes, he does. Ryan pitching his 4th inning here, and I think it's his 3rd straight game too, so right down the pipe on that pitch.
96.
96 on the gun, folks. Ryan is still bringing it when he needs to.
Yeah, Ryan and Jordan both in the mid-90s all game, unless they're throwing a changeup.
And here's the 2-1. I think he hit the corner of the zone. Good pitch by Ryan. Took a little off that one, I believe, right?
Yeah.
It was 96.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one might have read weird.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
It must have been a changeup, so it might have come out of his hand at 96, but it slowed down by the time it actually got to the batter.
Very effective off-speed pitches usually Ryan has. Here's his hesitation. Just misses the outside corner. So Connor's working at full here. Connor's job as the leadoff hitter this inning is get on base anyway. Walk, hit, whatever you can do. We're getting late in this game. It's a 5-inning game. You can't ask for more. 1-1 game in a championship. Gets Connor swinging at an inside pitch. It curled underneath his hands. 1 down. Jordan Robles coming up. He has a sole shot in the first inning, followed by Josh Pagano, and then Toast.
You know, we've had a lot of great championship games. I've only been playing in this tournament for, 3 years. It's been United, and then I played 2 years in Fast Plastic. I've seen a lot of these championship games because I like to stay until the end. And this one, no matter what happens here, it might be the best that I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild. I mean, from the start of the tournament to now, even some of the teams who didn't make it to the final 16 were so highly talented. I mean, you could have said 8 or 10 different teams could have won this tournament,
Or more.
or more than that even. Yeah,
Yeah, I think at least 10.
yeah. Really good 0-1 pitch from Ryan there. Oh, there's his off-speed pitch. Jordan tried to hack it. It stayed high. He won there to nail that one. So it's 0-2. His first pitch, sidearm drop, got him for a strike, and then he did an off-speed pitch.
I don't know what the speed was on that one, but it was slower.
That was his first off-speed pitch he threw for a strike in this game.
Yeah, I'm not even really sure what to call that pitch. Maybe a sinker changeup or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not
Jordan
sure.
with a fly ball foul right side. Stanton's playing in the outfield.
Yeah, that last pitch, I'm not even sure what he had the holes doing on that. Ryan McElrath with this sandpaper ball. I mean,
Yeah.
it's something different. It's
It does
stuff
weird
that-
stuff. It dances.
Yeah.
So the Jugs are going with 2 outfielders. Stan's playing right field. Tim playing like sort of right center, and then Sarno's on the third base side in the infield. So they changed their defensive alignment a lot during the course of the game. Hits Jordan on the pitch there.
I mean, Jordan, if he can come through here, I mean, what a story, kind of doing the whole thing himself.
Yeah. In this game, he has a home run and he has a double. He has 2 extra base hits. He, of course, is on the mound.
What are they talking about here?
I think whether it hit the knob of the bat maybe or his hands on that last pitch. I don't think it was a foul ball. I think it was a ball. That's my guess of what the conversation was. Outside there. Not close enough to make Jordan offer. I believe the count is full.
Hey, Jordan just been having good at-bats all day, good at-bats all weekend.
Yeah. He's on it. He's on every pitcher, every pitch.
He's a man on a mission. I mean, 2017, these guys lost in the finals. 2018, they lost in the finals.
What a vicious cut that was.
2019, they lost in
Yeah.
the finals.
He's desperate.
2020, they lost in the semifinals.
Yeah.
And I think that they're really trying to make this happen. This is the year. I mean, they've got this far. They haven't been here since 2019.
Yeah, Jordan wins a lot, but he wants this elusive UWIF championship.
He's won everything else.
Yeah.
I guess NWA, that's another one he's got to go for. Or MLW, I know they're in the playoffs now. I don't know what how far his team
Here's
went.
the 3-2. Gets Jordan swinging on a low pitch. Jordan was probably anticipating that ball was going to rise a little bit, but it went low. It stayed low. Strikeout swinging. We have 2 outs.
This might be confirmation bias, but something I've seen Ryan McElrath do more than anybody is on a full count. I'm not sure. Was that a full count?
Yeah, it was a full count.
On a full count, getting someone to chase ball forward. Maybe it's just the fact that he's so great. You expect him to throw a strike, but it just seems like hitters. He's just fooling them.
He gets you to chase it, yeah.
And I can't even say they're bailing him out because he does it so consistently. It's obviously him. It's not the hitter.
Yeah, you don't want to look foolish. He pumps it down the middle and you take it.
Yeah.
Pagano at the plate here. Ryan burying the bottom of the zone there. As I mentioned earlier, Pagano doesn't have a hit today, but he had multiple hits, 3 hits in the semifinals, including 2 in the extra innings in their victory in the semifinals.
Yeah, I think he even had. I saw him hit a check swing single at
Yeah,
some
check
point.
swing single, yeah. It was almost a double last game.
If the wind was blowing, that could have carried all the way out.
Yeah, hit the barrel, it went all the way to the warning track.
Yeah. First day I ever showed up to Palisades, I saw Sean Ryan hit a check swing single off Kayvon. And we would have said he didn't go.
Swings through a high fastball there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We got 2 outs. We got a heavyweight matchup here. Both these teams, incredible talent. A lot of victories this year. Beat some good teams. Juggernauts going for back-to-back championships. Ben's back in the infield there, playing the first base side with Sarno at third base and Tim playing in left center. Just missed inches away. Good take by Pagano, but it was inches away from being strike 3.
You see Ryan McElrath fall to one knee there. He really wanted that one. He almost had his spot.
But a pitcher needs to remain focused, Tom, right? When you just miss there, you don't want to take that to your next pitch.
And you don't want to show the other team that you missed your spot. You want to make it seem like that was on purpose, especially when that close.
Sidearm drop, hits the outer part of the zone for strike 3. A 1-2-3 inning from Ryan. We're heading to the bottom of the 4th, 1-1. Bottom of the 4th here. Toast leading off. I mean, not Toast. Wrong team, folks. We got McElrath leading off, Ryan, Sarno, and then Stamp.
And the Phenoms, you got to wonder if they're going to ride Jordan all the way to the final, pitch of the game, or if they're going to think about anybody else. How much of these other guys pitched, do you know?
I think Toast hasn't pitched that many innings. He came in for a few innings in the semis. That's strike 1. And then Vin came in to close the game. So Toast is definitely under 10 innings for the tournament, but I'm not exactly sure.
No.
That was fast. Jordan's still throwing so fast that I think maybe you just have to. This is his game. I mean,
and he might be feeling great. They might have had the conversation on the sidelines too, saying, "Guys, I feel great. Let's just go with me."
Yeah.
Eye test sometimes.
That was 98.
98 miles per hour on that last one. So I mean, I don't think there's anyone else that's going to be able to get that velocity.
Jordan's bringing the heat right now. Last inning, Ryan did hit a single, his last at bat against Jordan. I always like Ryan's batting stance. It just speaks like he wants to kill the ball,
Yeah.
He's twitching, he's moving his foot, his upper body, he wants to demolish it.
Jordan, he's been kind of waving off everybody. So I think Jordan's taking the ball.
Yeah.
This is his game, and he deserves it. I mean, this team year in year out, they're right in the mix.
Oh, he gets Ryan swinging. A good, smart pitch there, Tom. He elevated it. It's hard to catch the elevated heat for the first out. Sarno hasn't had any luck yet today against Jordan. He struck out in his 3 at-bats against him so far. Sarno had a great finals last year. He won the finals MVP. There's a foul ball there. No balls, 1 strike. Shadow's starting to creep in every so slightly from the outfield. I think we should be good at this game. I don't think he'll get in the pitchers to the batter's eye view.
Jordan's just so locked in right now. It might be the last time he said a word might have been a few innings ago.
Sarno with a ground ball to Connor. He fields it cleanly. Let's see if he can complete the throw. And he does. Very reliable fielder. We got 2 outs. It looked like it was off Sarno's hands. Good pitch by Jordan. He couldn't get anything on it.
And it looks like a routine play, but that infield is not even. It kind of plays like a backyard. It's kind of great.
Yeah, that's a great observation. It is like a backyard there, and a little lip from the infield there, because normally that's the dirt area in baseball.
Yeah,
so.
I believe the first year it was still kind of open dirt.
Look who's up here, Tom. We got Stan coming up, 2 outs. Does Jordan walk him?
I think he's pitching around him. Almost missed the entire backstop with that pitch.
Yeah, his last
if I'm
pitch he did
Jordan,
too.
if I'm Jordan, I don't pitch stand here. Like let someone else make someone else beat you.
Yep.
Tim McElrath, another guy that if it's a big situation and you can afford the base. I mean, right now he's got 2 outs, so those 2 guys. I think if the Juggernauts win, it's gonna be one of those 2.
Bounced that one. So the first one almost went above the backstop. That one was a ground ball to the backstop.
Looks like the old intentional walk.
I think they're just walking stand. He's like, guys, forget it. I'm not going to throw the next 2. So intentional walk to...
Yeah, no one's on base, so it's not like the wild pitch is in play anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
And it's a tie game. It's not like you're only up 1 or something where a walk might not be smart. It's a tie game. It's 2 outs,
Exactly.
too. But now you got to do no doubles defense here.
I think that's what they're talking about right now.
So Tibbs' last at bat, he just missed a grand slam in center field. He hit a fly ball about 4 or 5 feet before the wall. So, and he had a single last inning too. So he had a single and a deep fly ball. So it's not like, again, we mentioned the Juggernauts they're the best name because it really is accurate to their hitting.
There's 2 outs. What do you think? Like, does he, be a little less careful, but try to? Oh no, he's going right after him.
Yeah. I always think when there's 2 outs, you always have a base to play with too. So.
Yeah.
But Jordan's a bulldog too, like we said with Ryan, and he'll go right after you.
That was at 99.
99.
That was
miles per
perhaps
hour.
one of Jordan's fastest pitches this game so far.
Perhaps one of the fastest pitches of the whole tournament.
Yeah. Sidearm ground ball.
He got there.
Jordan scrambled. Oh, he didn't complete the throw now.
Oh,
What
he's
hustle
all
by Jordan though, just to snag that.
Great play.
So Tom, you know the rules. Does it now? Is it first and third or
First
is it
and second.
First and
Yeah.
second.
That ball never left the infield. Infield single. Everyone advances 1 base.
So that was sort of a little unlucky for Jordan. The ball wasn't hit hard. If there was an infielder, he would have easily made that play.
Hey, there's still 2 outs.
But what athleticism by Jordan Robles to scramble from the rubber to get
Yeah.
all the way to third base, slide,
If
get
that
the ball.
if that ball gets, 1 more bounce, that's in the
Yeah.
outfield. It's first and third because he didn't touch it.
Ryan McElrath at the plate now.
Now they're doing infield in, all 3 in the infield.
I kind of like that because
I like that they're going opposite field too. They have 2 on the opposite field side because Jordan's throwing 99 miles per hour. It's tough to catch up. He's probably not going to turn on one.
And the other thing, Tom, too, all infield. If Ryan hits a fly ball, most likely it's a home run. So he's not going to hit like
Exactly,
a wimpy fly ball. If it's a pop up, somebody can still scramble and catch it. I'm more worried about the
And just
single.
like that last play, a clean single. Now that there's a runner in scoring position, that scores a run.
The
As
only
long as
thing
they get a hand on it.
The only thing I'm a little surprised is you have 2 infielders on the left side, but maybe they think he's going to go the opposite way. My view would probably have been a little bit on the right side on the infield, but the Phenoms know Jordan and they know where hitters tend to hit off of him, so they probably think that Ryan would go opposite field.
And I think Ryan and Tim both have a history of going the other way with the ball.
What a vicious cut! Good
Even with
pitch
that
by
swing,
Jordan.
I think had he made contact, that would have been an opposite field swing right there.
Oh, and it looks like he's changing bats. I don't know if something happened. Oh, he's putting some grip on it. Hands get sweaty, so he swung through that and probably slipped on the handle a little bit. Ryan's back in the box here. Big moment at the game. The last 2 innings, Jordan, some high-stress pitches.
2 on, 2 out, bottom 4, tie game. Gets him.
Similar spot, too. 2 strikes.
Wow. Sorry, I thought that was strike 3.
Sardo
He's
giving
out
some, having a little small conversation with Ryan there. I wouldn't be surprised if Jordan goes above the zone here with some high heat. Try to get Ryan to chase.
Yeah, when you're ahead in the count, I think these guys have a willingness
There's the
to
high
swing.
heat.
And there
He
it
gets it
is.
swinging.
You called it right
Jordan
there.
escapes the damage here. Stops him on first and second. We're heading to the top of 5. It is 1-1.
Yeah, George.
Heading to the top of the fifth, it's 1-1 between the Phenoms and Jugs. This is the last inning unless it goes extras. And the Phenoms are no stranger to this score or this situation, Tom. They had this same situation last game. They were 1-1 in the semifinals and ultimately won extra innings, but they're used to this kind of pressure.
You know how many innings that game went?
It only went
was
six.
a long game.
It went
Really?
Yeah.
It felt longer.
It was a long
felt
game
longer.
because there's a lot of strategy. There's 3 pitching changes, so yeah, that's why it lengthened that game. But innings-wise, it wasn't. We went 1 extra inning, but time-wise, it went longer.
Yeah, it was a great game to watch. It was very dramatic. That was definitely. I think that was the best game in that round.
Ryan McElrath's still on the hill. He does his patented warm-up from second base. He throws harder from second base people than a lot of people from the mound.
Yeah, I wonder what his ERA would be from second base.
Yeah, it would probably be like 2.5. People would score a couple runs off of it, but it would still be very effective. Juggernauts are always making sure they're warm in the infield and outfield, too. Very smart.
Especially, Ryan McElrath, he throws a weird ball. You got to make sure everyone can throw it to the backstop, too. It's not just about pitching.
That's a great point. Fielders need to be familiar, at least a little bit, how to throw it, how to handle the pitcher's ball, because everybody's a little different, especially Ryan, as Tom said. Toast leading off here for the Phenoms. I feel like Toast is dope. He's having improved swings. Starts him off with an off-speed pitch. Doesn't have a hit this game, but he's had some, fouling off some pitches. He's yet to put one in play, but some positives the last few at-bats.
Yeah, you feel like you're right on it, and you just got to get the one. Only takes one.
Here's the 1-0. Inner part of the plate. He changes his pitching and location so much, Ryan. He
Changes his wind-up.
Yeah. Everything's so deceptive. Never mind his stuff. His stuff is electric, but he's also very deceptive.
Yeah, he's really not trying to throw the same pitch and the same delivery too many times in the same game.
Hesitates a little bit more there, elevates the pitch. That was some high heat. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And even in the days they were dominating Palisades, I think just the way he plays with timing is his greatest strength. Obviously, throwing 95 miles an hour is also a strength.
Yeah.
And being able to throw a sandpaper ball and hit the strike zone.
Here's the
Before
1-2.
walking guys.
Ground ball to third. Sarno got a good hop there. Let's see if he completes it. And he does. Hits the strike zone. It was a very nice hop he got at third base. I was worried about that little lip in the grass there. 1 down.
Yeah, sometimes having that lip even gives you the charity hop and makes it take that big jump.
Sarno did a good job on that ground ball. If you watch him, he sets his feet. He didn't just stand still. He moved back for a second, played the hop, and then he set himself up to make a good throw, too. Connor Young at the plate for the Phenoms.
You want to stay back and wait for that ball to come to you. There's no extra points for going and getting it early.
Aggressive. Good swing by Connor. Fouls it off. Yells out immediately. He wanted to do damage with that pitch. 0-1 count.
Connor and Red on their podcast, they were saying that Connor has been on Ryan McElrath more than a lot of the other people he's faced. And he's hit, sure, a bunch of singles, and it's not something that jumps out to you, but...
Yeah. Not many people can say that, though. Off speed, that was nasty.
Man.
Buckled the knees of Connor.
The Uncle Charlie.
1 ball, 2 strikes. That was nasty. After throwing, let's say 90-something, he throws that one. I don't know.
If you're playing against Ryan
60-something?
McElrath, do you think about just sitting on that pitch and just, if he doesn't throw it to you, just see what happens? And
I guess if
just
he threw it
hope?
more often, and there's another one.
Another one. That one
Yeah,
outside getting a chase.
I don't think he's been throwing it that often to sit on it, but if he starts going with a lot, maybe you do. If he
Well,
doesn't,
no, but the thing is if you have everyone on your team sit on it, you might
Yeah.
be more likely to score than if you just try to hit.
yeah. Well, the one guy, Tom, who has done damage, Jordan Robles is at the plate. He had a leadoff home run, so you know Jordan wants to help himself on the mound here. Here's Sarno trying to catch it, and he does in foul territory. What good hustle! And Jordan was all over that, but he was out in front. The
Yeah.
timing was thrown off. So nice
Sarno
catch
keeping
by
his
Sarno.
feet in, catching it before he goes out of play onto the other field.
So the end of the top of the fifth, we're heading to the bottom 5. It's 1-1. So we are also joined, I'm Nick Schaefer, joined by Tom Gannon, Mark Taylor, and Tim Cook is now joining us. We're at the bottom of 5. If nobody scores this half inning, we go to extra innings, but the Juggernauts are looking to walk this off. So guys, are you excited for this half inning, possibly extra innings?
Yeah, so I was watching out on the main.
Oh! Home run first pitch!
And
Walk off by Sarno! Back to back, guys. The Jugs win back to back. They win the 2022 UWIF National Championships 2-1 against the Phenoms. First pitch, Tom.
Yeah, we didn't
pitch.
even get to really bring Tim in here and talk to him. Wow.
First pitch, that is crazy. Sarno sat on that and launched it against the netting in left field. What a shot, Tom. What a shot. Back to back.
Dude, the Juggernauts, they're unbelievable. They find ways to win all of these close games. They did it all year.
That is wild. They do. They find
They
a
did
way.
it all year. They've done it all. It's crazy to say they have any luck because they do it every time.
And 3 home runs this game. Jordan home run, Stan home run, Sarno home run. A game of home runs. 2-1. Forget about extra innings. First pitch of the bottom 5. Jordan Robles to Sarno. Sarno launches it. And
Oh man.
what's
the Phenoms?
let's
Phenoms.
do a shout out to the Phenoms.
Dude,
You're right.
and also just the 4th time losing in the finals since 2017. That's just
Jordan
just-
Robles,
oh,
I know he
man.
feels bad. What a heck of a tournament Robles had, Tom. He
Yeah.
is a monster in wiffle ball. He's one of the GOATs. I know he feels bad, but what a tournament.
Dude, and
what a player.
I love the Chicago Bulls team of the Jugs too, because like, you know, the Phenoms, they're like the teams that lost to Jordan. Like they were so good, but
Don't
they
remind me.
played in his era.
That's my Knicks. But yeah,
Yeah.
The Bulls team, the Jugs are like everybody wants to go after them. The Jugs are like, bring it to us. We'll take you on. And wow, they were down 1-0 in the finals. They didn't panic. Stan tied it up, and then Sarno won it. Back-to-back titles, folks.
Just
What
amazing.
a tournament! The United Wiffle Ball Championships. Thank you for joining us. I'm Nick Schaefer, Mark Taylor, Tom Gannon, and we had a couple other guests with us today. We had Anthony Dioria and Trent Steffes. Thank you guys for joining us.
What
What
a
a
game.
wonderful
What a
tournament and a
game.
wonderful year. And Tom said it best. What a game. Have a great day.